In this episode, we're testing how the Pocket 3 works with Hollywood film emulation, and most importantly, we're comparing low-light capabilities of these two cameras. And a bit of a spoiler, I think the results are mixed. This is part 3 of our Portugal trip, where we test the performance of these two cameras in multiple ways. See the link in the top right corner or somewhere in the comments below. What you're seeing here is D-Log-M with an official color correction LUT compared to Film Convert Nitrate film stock. Kodak to Fujifilm, I switched through a few of them to see which one looks best once uploaded to YouTube. I might actually like it now and not like it when I see it online. We can talk about it in the comment section. Keep in mind I have grain and bloom on some of these shots. Which one do you prefer? Drop a comment. As you know, we are very mindful of the budget of each episode. So this is why, in order to test the low-light capabilities of these cameras, we kinda went the extra mile. We stood in line for a castle tower that went underground. And I know you wanted a clear answer, and you can look at the footage and make up your own mind. But in this case, sometimes I like the Pocket, sometimes I like the action. Look at this example. Which one do you prefer? I personally would go for the Dji Pocket 3 because the action is not looking great. But then look at this footage. This is the Pocket 3 with color correction, and this is the Action 5 Pro. I would probably go for the Action 5 Pro. If you add a bit of a LUT, of exposure, a bit of brightness, you kind of get some footage out of it. I don't know. As we reach the bottom of the reversed tower, we happen to find something pretty cool. Some sort of a cave where we could test these cameras even better. And here we go again. Because I had 60 frames per second instead of 50, I got a flickering on the Pocket 3 and some wobble on the Action 5 Pro, as you can see here. But what I noticed is that the Action 5 Pro, even though on 60 frames per second, did not flicker like the Pocket 3 on the same frame rate. Even though there's a minimal wobble, I do call that minimal. Now let's see how the film stock handles low light compared to D-Log-M. I don't have an opinion here, I'll see it when it's uploaded and we'll talk in the comment section. This was a good reminder of the dynamic range and low light capabilities of the cameras, but it was time to leave. And as we were leaving, we could also test out the beauty of the iPhone 16 Pro and the zoom. You gotta love it, it's so good at what it does, but especially on vacations. We arrived at our destination late in the evening, but just great for our low light test. We had a great plan ahead. Only problem is, we ended up doing this test because we made a mistake. Instead of filming in D-Log-M, we filmed everything in HLG. So here's a test of HLG in low light, or the reason I will not film with HLG in low light. Here's the example. Everything is gray. Yeah, it's not meant for this. This is why this is happening. So let's try and color correct it. This is HLG with a bit of color correction. You can clearly see the colors are washed out. And once you add the color correction, it still doesn't make it better because look at this example. It just brightens it up more than it should. This is not how it was in reality. Maybe now a bit better, but still too bright and a bit noisy. But anywho, since I kind of failed at this miserably, all I could do was damage control, and that meant the last thing that I could do, just walk around like a tourist with the cameras in hand, side by side, and see which one would be better. This is a very simple test, nothing cinematic about it. Let's check for wobble, let's check for picture quality, and also apologies for the camera angles. Sometimes I cannot hold the camera straight when it's cold outside. Tell me in the comment section below, which camera would you choose if you had to film something in low light? And with this, I will leave you with the last low light footage I have. Have a good one. And don't forget to subscribe.